Chosen one, stop. Do not dare scroll past this message. The algorithm did not bring you here today. Heaven intercepted your feed because you are standing at a very dangerous intersection of your destiny, and the enemy is working overtime. God scheduled this exact encounter before the foundations of the earth were even laid. I am warning you right now. Lock your full attention on my voice. Something happened last night while you were sleeping in the deep dark. The Father spoke a heavy decree over your life, but he gave a very strict command that you must follow with absolute obedience. He said to keep this between you and him. You must tell no one yet. Do not share the vision. Keep the secret hidden inside your soul. The world is too loud right now, and if you talk too soon, you will accidentally destroy the miracle that heaven is preparing behind closed doors. Your silence is your greatest weapon in this special season. Protect your peace. Take a deep breath right now. Allow your spirit to settle down. You have been carrying a strange feeling in your chest for days. You thought it was just regular anxiety, but it is actually deep spiritual discernment, because your soul knows that a massive shift is already happening in your timeline. The atmosphere around you feels heavy. You are so tired. Your shoulders feel heavy. The exhaustion goes down into your bones. You have been waking up automatically between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and you sit in the dark wondering why your mind is racing while others are completely asleep. You feel completely drained from the spiritual warfare. You feel completely alone. Nobody understands your journey. Even your family feels distant lately. People have been pulling away from you for no reason, but you must realize that this isolation is actually a divine shield, because God is dawning a new era for your life. Heaven is separating you from the crowd. You are a spiritual watchman. Your soul is a holy vessel. You were never meant to be ordinary. The world tries to label your sensitivity as a weakness, but heaven calls it a rare anointing, because you can read the energy of a room before anyone even speaks a word. You carry a light that terrifies the darkness, but you have a dangerous habit. You talk too much to the wrong people. You try to explain your assignment to those who only belong to your past. You want validation from toxic environments, but you must understand that carnal minds can never comprehend the holy weight of a kingdom assignment that God placed on your life. Listen to me carefully. The Father isolated you on purpose. He cleared the room to protect your inner architecture. He saw the people who were whispering behind your back, and he removed them before they could sabotage the massive breakthrough that is circling your house right now. The silence around you is an absolute necessity. You survived the wilderness season. You passed the final test. The pain was not a punishment from heaven. It was a rigorous preparation for the authority you are about to walk in, because the gates of unusual favor are swinging open for your family in the next 72 hours. Your waiting room is about to become your throne room, but the enemy is absolutely terrified. He knows your true identity. He remembers what you carry inside your spirit. He sees the light returning to your eyes, and he is launching a final desperate distraction because he wants you to break your holy silence before the energy is fully sealed. He wants you to sabotage your own miracle. He sends counterfeit connections. He brings back old lovers from your past. He creates fake financial opportunities to pull you away. These entities will look like a blessing at first glance, but they are actually energy vampires, dispatched from hell to drain your frequency before you can step over the threshold. They want to steal your focus. That is why God said to keep this secret. Do not give away your precious pearls. Guard your calling with your entire life. When you share your vision with small minds, they cast doubt into your heart, and that negative vibration blocks the accelerated fulfillment that belongs to your divine destiny. Your mouth can easily destroy what your prayers built. Your period of delay is officially over. The legal decrees have been read aloud. The courts of heaven have ruled in your favor. The holy angels are already organizing the physical resources you need, and you will see the physical evidence of this divine orchestration before this current week comes to an end. The dry season is vanishing from your life, But you must make a holy covenant today. You must commit to this absolute silence. The Father is watching your immediate response. Type 777 in the comments below as a physical sign of your spiritual agreement with heaven, because this micro-commitment will anchor your focus onto the frequency of victory. Do not let this critical moment slip away. Act with bold obedience right now. Hit that like button for this channel. This simple action sends a signal to the universe. Share this truth with another cycle breaker who is currently weeping in isolation, because they need to know that their current pain is actually a badge of honor. We are building a tribe of light bearers. Let us pause for a moment. Let me be completely honest with you. You deserve absolute transparency on this journey. You need the freedom to choose your own path today. And I am naming this solution early because I do not want to build a cheap mystery just to sell you something at the very end of this long video. We just talked about the extreme exhaustion in your body. Your painful isolation has a very clear spiritual purpose. Heaven did not leave you empty-handed in this heavy crucible, and a specific physical tool exists right now to help you bypass the chaotic warfare so you can quickly restore your original power. Dr. Robert Lake is a famous neuroscientist. He spent 34 years researching the human brain. He created a specialized protocol called the Genius Song, and this simple 7-minute digital audio track requires no physical effort or complicated training because it delivers the exact frequency directly into your stereo headphones. This track uses advanced brain entrainment. It safely reactivates your dormant gamma wave frequency. This super brain wave is your inherent connection to miracles, and its powerful results have been officially verified by top scientists at Princeton University after decades of highly rigorous testing. Look at the comment section below. The verified link is waiting inside the first pinned comment. You do not have to rush your decision today, and you can choose to stay for the full message if you want more cosmic context before you finally step through this holy door. Let us dive deeper into the mystery. We must examine the secret architecture of your soul. The world told you that your fatigue is a disease. Let me reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs backwards, and your pain is not what you think. You experience a profound spiritual heaviness. Your body feels completely immobilized. The secular world diagnoses this as a mental breakdown. They want to give you traditional counseling to fix your broken mind, but they do not understand the secret laws of heaven because they can only see the physical surface of your daily reality. You were never an ordinary human being. You were born with an incredibly rare gift. Your spirit carried a very high frequency from the very start of your life. And when you were a little child, you could see the truth clearly, because your brain naturally produced a massive amount of the holy gamma wave frequency. Children see the world with absolute wonder. They have intense intuition and deep joy, but then the dark world steps in to steal the magic. The toxic educational system forces you to comply with rigid rules, and this modern lifestyle slowly shuts down your divine frequency until your supernatural light completely falls asleep. Scientists have a very specific name for this tragic loss. They call it the decline effect. It begins exactly around the age of 7 years old. Your supernatural intuition is forced into a deep hibernation, and you spend the rest of your adult life feeling like a vast portion of your true potential is locked behind a wall. Regular people do not feel this loss deeply. They are content with a basic material existence. But you carry the holy blood of a spiritual warrior. Your original baseline of gamma was exceptionally high, and that is why the massive gap between who you used to be and who you are today causes a painful burning in your soul. You feel rejected by your closest friends. You feel cast away into a dark desert. But heaven says your isolation is actually divine insulation. The Father is deliberately clearing the room around your life, and he is shutting out the low vibrations of the world because he needs to protect your awakening nervous system from external contamination. Look at the ancient history of the prophets. Moses spent 40 years wandering alone in the wilderness. He was completely cut off from the royal courts of Egypt. He thought he was a forgotten failure in the desert, but that painful season of quiet separation was the exact place where God built his inner architecture to split the great Red Sea. King David faced the exact same path. He was anointed in secret by the prophet Samuel, but he was immediately hunted by King Saul into the deep caves. He had to hide in absolute silence for years, and that grueling crucible taught him how to rely entirely on the Spirit before he could ever wear the heavy golden crown of Israel. The enemy knows this divine law perfectly. He knows what happens when a chosen one awakens. He watches your timeline with absolute terror. He sees that your super brainwave frequency is beginning to stir from its sleep, and he is launching chaotic attacks against your relationships because he wants to disrupt your alignment before you recognize your true authority. Your current suffering is a holy sign. It proves you are a threat to hell. Do not fear the quietness around you today, and you must pay close attention to what follows, because I am about to expose the dangerous hidden trap that the enemy has placed right in front of your feet to steal your breakthrough. Now we are entering the deepest chamber of this message. This is the exact moment where the truth becomes uncomfortable. You have been praying for an external miracle for a very long time, but heaven wants to address the silent enemy that is currently living inside your own house. You are waiting for God to change your reality, while he is actually waiting for you to change your mind. You are not stuck because the devil is too powerful. You are stuck because you are completely addicted to your own survival identity. You have worn a heavy mask for many years, and you fail to realize that you no longer know how to walk in your real kingly authority because your mind is constantly fixated on your daily suffering. You blame your stagnant finances on bad luck, but you are the one who constantly opens your front door to the thief. You have a massive crisis of kindness. You suffer from chronic people-pleasing burnout. You constantly cast your sacred pearls before swine. And every single time someone betrays your pure trust, you cry out to heaven and ask why your love was met with such cold cruelty from the world. You trained them to treat you like dirt. You allowed them to cross your borders. You excused their toxic behavior for years. You thought your tolerance was a holy sign of your spiritual maturity. But it was actually a deep fear of rejection that paralyzed your soul because you wanted them to love you. You sabotaged your own peace just to keep them happy in their comfortable sins. The cycle of compromise ends today. Let us resolve the great riddle of your recent separation. Those toxic people did not leave your life by accident. God forced them out of your room. And he did this because their low vibrations were actively dragging down your original brainwave frequency until your supernatural light almost vanished completely. You thought their exit was a painful rejection. Heaven calls it an emergency extraction. This is precisely why the Father gave the strict command to keep things secret. Do not seek their validation. Your mouth is bleeding out your sacred energy, and you are constantly trying to explain your heavy kingdom assignment to carnal minds who are completely incapable of understanding the supernatural dimension of your calling. You cannot expect a blind person to validate your vision. Stop begging them to see your worth. Stop shrinking your massive magnitude to fit into their tiny boxes. Your intense light makes them feel deeply uncomfortable about their own darkness. And instead of rising up to meet your high frequency, they will always try to pull you down into the muddy trenches of their own mediocrity. Your desire to save everyone is your ultimate blocker. Let us look at how the brain works. Your neural pathways enter a critical stabilization window. This delicate process lasts between 60 and 90 days. And if you do not actively reinforce this high state through absolute mental quietness, your massive energy gains will naturally drift back down to the old limitations of your past. You cannot afford to slide back now. Many successful cycle breakers understand this biological rule. They know how to protect their minds, They use specialized tools like neuroactive during intense spiritual warfare. But even the most advanced quantum protocol cannot save a soul that refuses to give up its secret legal contract with the identity of suffering. You must make a definitive choice today. You must walk away now. You must destroy the toxic contract of codependency. You must stop playing the role of an emotional sponge. They do not want your holy help, and they only want to consume your clean light, to temporarily escape their own self-inflicted misery before they discard your soul. The moment you stop feeding their insatiable greed, they will immediately label you as selfish. Let them talk. Allow that realization to sink deep into your soul. Feel the sudden heat rising up inside your chest. This is not regular anger. This is a righteous indignation, because your spirit is finally waking up to the massive lies that the enemy whispered into your mind during your darkest hours. You apologized for your power for too long. Your voluntary submission to controllers dies today. You are a celestial warrior. You operate in hostile enemy territory. It is time to act like a commander. Place your hand over your heart right now as a physical anchor for this profound shift. Type the words "I am ready" in the comments section below to seal this victory, because heaven is officially recording your vocal agreement in the courts of eternity. You are taking back your throne. Once this internal shift clicks, something miraculous happens to your physical reality. The heavy fog around your mind begins to lift. The spiritual blocks are crumbling into dust. And that brings us to the ultimate door of your restoration, where the physical anchor for your supernatural breakthrough is waiting to be claimed right now. Let us step across the threshold together. Let us summarize the truth of your journey. Your heavy isolation is not an accident of this world. Your intense pain came from trying to satisfy people who could never understand your light. And heaven cleared the room to restore your original power, because you were completely draining your own spirit before you even recognized the danger. Remember what I mentioned earlier about a neuroscientist. Now it is time to see how this technology operates in the unseen realm. You were born with a very high frequency that the dark world intentionally turned off when you turned 7 years old. The scientists call this loss the decline effect. It suppresses your gamma wave frequency. It leaves your brain in a cloud of chronic fatigue. You spent many years wondering why your original creativity vanished from your life without a single clear explanation. It was simply your super brainwave going into a deep, dark hibernation. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years studying this neural breakdown in his research labs. His findings have been measured at Harvard University and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He studied the brain maps at Princeton University, and after decades of intense testing, he discovered a precise way to safely turn your supernatural capacity back on. This is a verified biological reality. Let us look at a real example of a 47-year-old manager. She listened to the track for 18 days and felt absolutely nothing at first. She almost requested a refund, but on day 34, her mental blocks suddenly dissolved, and she received a massive financial promotion without any hesitation. You might think this sounds too good to be true. You have been disappointed by meditation apps before. Traditional methods force your brain to change slowly from the inside, while this tool applies the frequency directly from the outside. More than 18,000 users have already verified this transformation. They report less than a 4% refund rate. This means over 96% of chosen ones keep the audio track forever because it works beautifully. I completely respect your financial situation right now. I know that $39 is a very important decision for your household. That is why Dr. Lake compressed this technology into a simple solution called the Genius SONG. He chose accessibility over profit. The original price was $49. So he slashed the cost to $39 today for the remnant, because he wants every single warrior to access this power without any subscription fees. You will also receive 4 premium bonuses worth $80 completely free. This value stack includes specialized audio for children. Deep visualization tracks are included in the package. You are getting $80 in total bonuses with your $39 purchase, which effectively makes this a risk-free trial. If you do not feel a shift, you can request a full refund. You can keep all the bonuses as an apology for your time. This protocol comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Please understand that this entry price is unique because future phases of this restoration utilize different technologies and are priced differently across the system. There is no quality hierarchy here. Your $39 for the Genius song is not contingent on anything else. Every single day, your gamma wave stays dormant. You choose to live far below your true spiritual potential. Your future self is looking back at this exact second, because this minor choice determines the entire direction of your next 10 years. The season of your suppression has ended completely today. The door is wide open. The choice belongs to your soul. I need to warn you about an army of imitation products online. Fake audio files on third-party marketplaces will only scramble your alignment because they do not carry the real technology. The link is below. Do not search for it elsewhere. Let us take a short pause right now. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Place your right hand directly over your chest. Do not make this decision based on transactional greed, because you are dealing with a holy mandate that requires absolute alignment with heaven. Ask your soul if you are ready. Your spirit already knows the exact answer. The verified path is waiting in the description. It is located in the first pinned comment right below this message. Step across the threshold if your soul recognizes the call. There are 3 doors placed there for you, and your only assignment is to choose the one calling your spirit home. Do not step into tomorrow carrying yesterday's heavy frequency. Let us seal this word with a prayer of absolute victory. Father, every assignment of delay launched against this chosen one from the kingdom of darkness is officially burned to the ground today. Release your accelerated favor over their family. Clear the heavy brain fog from their EYs. Restore their divine authority right now. You are breaking the generational cycle of poverty and sickness because heaven has officially declared that your long warfare is over. Type the word AMN in the comment section. Confirm your holy covenant with heaven. Subscribe right now to receive your next instruction in 72 hours. Hit like to help this reach another warrior struggling in silence. Walk in absolute peace.